Updated April 22, 2018, 7 hours 44 minutes and 55 seconds. The West Coast Eagles are top of the AFL ladder after a regulation win over Carlton, while Fremantle had no trouble against the out-of-sorts Western Bulldogs. Geelong held off Port Adelaide, while St Kilda fought back against the Giants to earn the first draw of the AFL season. St Kilda fightback earns draw with GWSSt Kilda have kicked the last 3 goals against GWS for the first draw of the AFL season. Jake Carlisle could not take a mark for the Saints with seconds left at Docklands and steal a remarkable comeback for the Melbourne side. GWS co-captain Phil Davis was able to spoil Carlisle, and that left the Saints on 10.13-73 to the Giants' 9.19-73. Saints fans were ropeable that Carlisle was not paid a free kick, but he was disappointed in himself for not taking the grab. "I just feel like I should have marked it," Carlisle told Fox Footy. It was a scrappy game under the Docklands Stadium roof until the last 10 minutes, when the Saints roared home thanks to goals from Maverick Weller, Ben Long and Paddy McCartan. Jade Gresham kicked it behind with 2 minutes left to tie the scores, and the ball was then locked in the Giants' forward line, but the Saints were able to burst clear and Carlisle almost marked Jack Stevens' pass. Only 14,956 fans were at the game, after 3 disappointing St Kilda losses, but the Saints fans saw a much more determined effort and a more polished team would have beaten the Giants. Eagles go top of the ladder by downing winless Blues. West Coast have seen off a brave challenge from undermanned Carlton to score a hard-fought 10-point AFL win. In their first visit to the MCG since round 5 last season, the Eagles kicked the last 4 goals in the third quarter to set up the 10.19-79 to 10.9-69 win in front of 27,900 fans. Apart from that pivotal period, very little separated the sides, despite West Coast entering the clash against the winless, the last-placed Blues in second spot on the ladder. Elliot Yeo, 26 possessions and 11 tackles, Andrew Gaff, 31 disposals and 2 goals, and Chris Maston, 27 touches and a goal, were key contributors for Adam Simpson's side. Mark Lekras was West Coast's leading goal kicker, and his third and final goal with just under 4 minutes remaining in the match snuffed out Carlton's challenge. There was a lot to like about the play of a Carlton side that was coming off an embarrassing 86-point loss to North Melbourne and missing the likes of Mark Murphy, Matthew Kreutzer and Jacob Waitering. The inaccurate Eagles led by 12 points at halftime, but the points were leveled quickly when Zach Fisher and Sam Carriage scored soon after the restart. Gaff and Yeo were prominent as West Coast lifted to open a decisive 28-point lead at three-quarter time. Cats defense shuts out Port and Adelaide. Geelong have recorded the second upset of AFL Anzac round with a 34-point victory over Port Adelaide in a feisty encounter at Adelaide Oval. Scores remained close all game before Geelong pulled away to secure a 12.12 84 to 7.8 50 win before a crowd of 45,372 on Saturday night. Despite entering the contest the higher-ranked team, Port had lost 13 of their past 14 meetings with Geelong and went into the clash after a surprise loss to Essendon. Port Adelaide finished the first quarter trailing by 12 points and without a single mark inside 50, and things went from bad to worse early in the second when Hamish Hartlett was taken from the ground with head injuries after a collision with Patrick Dangerfield. Momentum turned late in the first half, with Port kicking 3 unanswered goals finally finding form. Still, Port trailed by 9 at the major break and, despite outplaying the Cats in the third term, struggled to convert and started the fourth quarter 11 points down. Geelong players Joel Selwood, 29 disposals, Dangerfield, 28 disposals, and Sam Menegola, 26 disposals, made the difference in a tightly contested game. Dockers win big against struggling Bulldogs. Fremantle skipper Nat Fyfe put on a midfield masterclass for the Dockers, who have cruised to a 54-point victory over a hapless Western Bulldogs outfit at Optus Stadium. Fyfe collected a career-high 43 disposals, tallied 13 clearances and booted a goal in on Saturday night's 16.12 108 to 8.6 54 rout in front of 43,056 fans. Goal sneak Michael Walters was dominant with 5 goals, while ruckman Aaron Sandilands' 53 hitouts ensured Fremantle easily won the midfield battle. The Bulldogs had shown good fight over the past fortnight against Essendon and Sydney, but they fell into a heap against the Dockers, who are fielding 5 first-year players. Ugly errors and bad decision-making haunted the Bulldogs. They slumped to 1-4 and face a second straight season without finals action. AFL ladder topics. Australian Football League. Sport First posted April 21, 2018, 13 hours 10 minutes and 45 seconds.